Hey, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. What is your name?
Awesome. My name is Crystal. What's your name?
Awesome. Nice to meet you, Crystal. I'm Richard.
Nice to meet you, Richard. Did you have a good weekend?
Yes, I did. It was awesome.
Awesome.
I went to my grandparents' house. I had fun there. I I talked to my grandparents. So I had
Uh,
a lovely time. What
Good.
about you?
It was great. I went to the beach, so I'm happy.
Where are you calling from?
I'm from the United States.
Which state are you in?
Arkansas?
Arkansas. You are the first
Yeah.
person I'm talking about. I'm talking from Arkansas.
Uh, yeah, not most people don't know Arkansas. There's not much here.
So you told me you went to the beach.
Mm.
Uh, is there a beach near you?
Now, normally we have to drive, what, 11 hours? 9 hours to go to the beach?
11 hours by car?
Yeah.
What? That's insane.
Yeah. So we don't go
Uh,
often.
would it? I see, but would it be easier if you guys go by plane?
Yeah, but then we have to rent a car once we get there. So we just like to take our own vehicle and then we don't have to worry about renting.
I
And
see.
then it's cheap. We all share the cost of gas. So it's not expensive.
I see. That's interesting, and yeah, I totally agree with you. When you like traveling by car, it's completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I prefer to travel by car. I like road trips.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. And have you, which states have you already been in the United States? Sure.
Oh, a lot.
Mhm.
um, Probably at least 3/4 of America I've traveled to. There's 50
New
states.
York,
Yeah.
California.
America,
Mm,
California, Oregon, Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, South Dakota,
that's
Kansas, like Florida, Georgia, Atlanta, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. Ah, tons of states.
that's great. That's great. Yes, and have you been abroad?
Yeah. Mainly Asia though.
Maybe. Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. Asia. That's what I love. You guys in the US, you can travel a lot because here in Brazil, it's really expensive to travel. You
Yeah.
know, and sometimes when you travel, your friends tell you, "Oh my gosh, you are rich. You are traveling a lot."
Same in America. My friends are always like, "Oh, you got money," and I'm like, "No, I'm broke." You really
Yeah,
have to save up your money. You're like, okay, today I can only eat bananas, but in a month I can go traveling.
yeah. So people only see the result; they don't see the process, right?
Exactly, yes.
So yeah, that's so
That's
interesting.
I like to go visit places that are very cheap. That way I don't have to worry about spending a lot of money. I can save and then be okay and not have to worry about it too. Yeah.
That's really great. That's so
Yeah.
smart. A smart thing
Yeah.
to do.
Because some people think, oh, I can only travel when I retire, when I'm 60. But you can travel now. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of planning,
Yeah,
but you can do it. Yeah.
Yes, when we retire, unfortunately, sometimes we get sick. A lot
Mm,
of times we have a lot of diseases, we have a lot of illness, and we have to enjoy life right now.
yes, right.
That's right.
Like when we went to the beach, I was able to um, climb over some rocks and kind of like explore a little bit of the area near the beach. But if I was 60 or 70, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I would be afraid of breaking a bone, or I just wouldn't have been able to do that. So I'm glad I can do stuff now. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's a great
Hmm.
point of view. You know, I have here an article
Okay.
because I love
Yeah.
reading the news. When I learned how to read in English and how to speak in English, that's so great. I feel so proud of myself. Before I'd like to read to you this
Okay.
article.
Yeah, go
Can I?
ahead.
Okay. And but before that, do you know how to speak other
Hmm.
languages?
Yes. I know
Which language do you?
5 languages. Um,
What? No way. Fluently?
four fluently. And no, well,
Oh my gosh.
maybe three fluently, one conversationally, and one eh, conversationally.
What are them?
English. um,
Okay,
uh,
let's.
American Sign Language, like hello, um, how are you? Uh, nice to meet you. Different stuff like that. I
Oh,
know Thai Sign Language fluently. Um, I
mhm.
know how to speak Thai, more than beginner. I can have conversations in Thai. Spanish,
Okay.
conversational, and right now I'm trying to learn Japanese.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. And why did you become so interested in learning
I've
languages?
always liked languages since I was a kid. I loved just learning.
That's really
Yeah.
great. I also want to study
Ah, yeah.
Spanish and probably French. I think four languages, it would be
Ah,
enough for me.
that's really good. I think it's really important to at least know two languages. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So that,
So let me
okay.
read to you the text. 1 minute, please. Okay. The title is Mary Kondo wants to
Ah,
help your kids to stay tidy.
okay.
Do you
Yeah,
know
I
this?
have the article pulled up.
Okay. Yeah, I think you know this website. It's called
Yeah,
Ingo. Have you ever heard
yes.
of it?
I like to use this website.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. So Mary Kondo has become famous for helping people tidy their homes by asking them to decide if their belongings spark joy. Okay. Now she's working to help children stay tidy with her new picture book. What's that song?
Kiki and Jax.
Okay, okay. Okay, let me see.
Oh,
No, I.
sorry.
Okay, okay. Kick and Jacks. The life changing magic of friendship. CEO written
Co-
and is it is it
mhm.
is it co
Yeah, co-written.
okay, co-written and illustrated by Selena Won. After I became a mother, I wanted to teach my children how to tidy. 35-year-old Kondo said, I was wondering how could I make that process more fun. The picture book seemed like the perfect idea. The story of Kiki, a squirrel with uh, what is it?
Yeah,
Hoarding?
hoarding.
Is that
Yeah.
right? Okay, with a hoarding problem, and Jax, a meticulous O, is that right?
Yeah.
O, who loves to tidy, is a sweet extension of the best-selling book that made Kondo famous, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. Kiki can't find anything at home, and it gets in the way of her relationship with Jax. So Jax helps Kiki tidy up. They sort piles of things to donate, recycle, and throw away, using Kondo's method of folding clothes and stacking them upright in her drawers. Of course, it's important to have a tidy home, but there is no need for it to be completely perfect or absolutely organized, Kondo said. What's more important is that the children get to see their parents tidying. Kondo had no children when she first started telling the world how to tidy up, and some parents said she didn't understand how big a mess kids can make and how easy it is for parents to get
Hmm.
disorganized. I think my standard for tidying definitely changed after I had children, she said. Before, I think my ideal was a perfectly organized home. But naturally, children do tend to make a mess, and I'm also limited in time as well. It can be quite exhausting, as all mothers know. I think I've become much more forgiving of myself. However, Kondo wouldn't say exactly what she lets slide. Besides leaving her house slippers in the middle of the floor occasionally. Kondo now has two
Hmm.
children.
Very good.
It- oh, thank you. It was a great text,
Yeah,
wasn't
it
it?
was. uh,
Yeah, what is so interesting about reading in English out loud is because sometimes I don't understand when I because I'm so focused on to
yeah.
pronounce it correctly, and I don't understand the
Hmm.
meaning of the text.
Yeah. I had someone a little while ago, and that's kind of what I was telling her. She was trying to, her goal was to read as quickly as she could, as fast as she could say it, but she wasn't giving herself time to think. Because there's a difference between, let's see, let me choose a short, the last one. However, Kondo wouldn't say exactly what she let slide. Besides leaving her house slippers in the middle of the floor occasionally, Kondo now has two children. There's that. And however, Kondo wouldn't say exactly what she let slide, besides leaving her house slippers in the middle of the floor occasionally. Kondo now has two children. There's a big difference between
Yeah,
the
the
two.
second one was so great. It was so better. We have to read carefully and patiently. That's what I think,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And then
Not competition. Who reads faster?
exactly, as well as when you read English, sometimes it's important to stress certain words. If it's an important word, like in the last sentence, Kondo now has two children, we could stress now. Kondo now has two children, or Kondo now has two children. It kind of can change the meaning depending on the word you stress. So,
I can emphasize certain words,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's interesting. I love reading. And to read those kind of articles, first I put the Google Translator to
Hmm.
read to me, and I can listen to it carefully and know the pronunciation, and then I read carefully and patiently, and I read every single word, to understand the
Hmm.
meaning. So that's what I do. But when I read this like this to a teacher out loud, it's so hard. I don't understand the text.
you feel you feel a lot of stress. It's like I have to do good. Yeah,
Exactly, because my brain is focused on the words and the pronunciation.
yeah. No, I understand.
Even my first language, I prefer reading. You know, what's the word when I don't read it out loud? I
Yeah,
prefer
read to
reading.
myself.
I prefer reading to myself. Yes,
Hmm.
softly.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think we all prefer to read in our native language, our mother language. It makes a
Yeah.
bigger impact to us. Um, but sometimes when you read in another language, it brings out a point we didn't know before or makes us think in a different way.
Yes, exactly, and it improves my English a lot. When I have found out this website, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so interesting. And I have been learning so many words, in English. And that's so interesting because I don't have to look up in the dictionary all the
Hmm.
time. I can understand the context. And that's great. And it's even improved my pronunciation and communication skills.
Mm, yeah.
Sometimes I try to use the words that I've read.
Yeah, and that's really good because if you come across a new word and you don't use it, you're gonna forget it. You're not gonna think it's very useful. But if you try to use it as much as possible, then it stays. It like clicks in your head, and then it becomes more natural to say or to just use in conversation. Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
That's great. And I've watched two
Oh,
movies today in English, and that's so great. One of them I watched with the
uh-huh.
subtitles on, and the second one I watched without
Oh,
subtitles.
very good.
And that,
What movies did?
yeah, that's it. But I prefer watching. Go ahead,
Sorry, no,
please. I'm
guys.
sorry.
Continue.
So, but I prefer, even though I understand without the subtitles, I prefer watching with them because I can know how the words are
Yeah.
written. So that's really great. Even in my first language, I prefer watching something with the
Mm,
subtitles on.
yeah. Yeah. I like to have subtitles on. I used to have a Spanish roommate. So whenever we watch something, we would always have subtitles on. But I like to watch foreign TV shows, so I always have subtitles on anyways. So I'm just used to it now. Aw. Yeah, but it's
Okay.
good to have them on. Uh, what movies did you watch?
I I'm watching the movies that I have
Oh,
watched
before.
when I was a child because I know what they are talking
Mm-hmm.
about. Even though I don't know exactly what they are talking about, I know
Uh-huh.
the words, so easier to
Mm.
understand.
Yeah,
And that's really great.
yeah. If you already know the plot and you know what's already going on from a movie you've seen before, it's definitely easier.
Exactly, it
Yeah.
is. It's for sure it
Mm.
is. And right now I have to run. It's really late
Uh,
right now here in Brazil. I need to go
yeah.
back. But it's
Yeah.
meeting you. I really
Yeah, it
appreciate
was
it.
nice to meet you and to talk to you today. It was great. You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a great
Thank
one.
you. Take
Okay.
care.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.